Michael Jackson was a legend who still lives in all of our hearts. He is remembered by many as a child of God throughout his life and career. His physical appearance had a drastical ongoing transformation. He underwent changes so drastically in his whole face detail, and even changing his skin tone, which he later blamed on skin condition called vitiligo. Let's get right into the evolution of Michael Jackson's skin. Michael Jackson began his career as the lead singer for the Jackson 5 in 1964. In this photo, taken in 1969, you can see how adorable baby Mike was. Here is Michael posing for a portrait in 1971. His doe eyes, cherubic face, and sweet voice made him the object of many an adolescent crush. This photo was taken in 1973. He had already released a couple solo albums and his major hit, Ben. At this time, puberty began to naturally transform Michael's face, taking away all he baby fats and revealing a masculine look. Michael's biographer, Randy Taraborelli, suspected that the inevitable changes of puberty were deeply traumatic for Mike. When he started to change physically, as all guys do when they go through adolescence and puberty, this was really difficult for him, he said to Cynthia McFadden of ABC News in 2003. By the age of 18, Jackson's game had well surpassed that of his brothers. Yet despite all the game, he was becoming increasingly insecure about his looks. In particular, Mike disliked his skin and his nose. It didn't help that his brothers called him Big Nose. In 1979, the same year, Michael Jackson released his fifth solo album, Off the Wall. It is believed he took another big step, his first foray into plastic surgery. Jackson reportedly underwent his first rhinoplasty at age 21. After breaking his nose during a dance rehearsal, would be the first step in a dramatic facial transformation. Here is Michael Jackson posing in 1981. During the hiatus between Off the Wall and his mega-hit Thriller. By this point, he had ditched his 70s afro in favor of what would become his signature curly hair, and his nose is noticeably different from what it had been just a few years earlier. By 1983, Jackson was at the zenith of his career, with Thriller well on its way to becoming the best-selling album of all time. Some argue that Michael also looked his best at this time. This photograph of Jackson was taken in 1985. The same year, he would write the hit song We Are the World. Here is Jackson in 1987, shortly after the release of his album, Bad. In the 5 years between Thriller and Bad, Jackson's face changed dramatically as his fame skyrocketed. After the unprecedented success of Thriller, some think that Jackson's metamorphosis became an artistic statement, far more than his initial insecurities about his appearance. Margot Jefferson, the author of On Michael Jackson, I think he was obsessed with staying timeless, is what I think. Here attends the 1989 Soul Train Awards in Los Angeles, unveiling an even thinner nose, heavily lined eyes, and a suddenly prominent cleft chin. In 1991, Jackson released Dangerous. The album's first single was the #1 hit Black or White. Some interpreted the lyrics as a sly reference to Jackson's ever-lightening skin tone. In a memorable 1993 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Mike finally admitted that his skin color had changed, but insisted the lightening was a result of a disease called vitiligo. At a 1995 charity event, a 36-year-old Michael was almost completely unrecognizable from the person he was just a decade earlier. His appearance is noticeably wide-eyed and square-jawed, a look that's accentuated by a shorter hairstyle. In 1997, with his career on the wane, Jackson debuted yet another look, longer, straighter hair, and fuller lips. Mike's arrival in Seoul, South Korea, in 1999. Dr. Stephen Laughlin was Jackson's surgeon until the late 1990s. In a 1999 interview with ABC News, Laughlin said that Michael was very happy with his face. By November 2001, Jackson's ever higher eyebrows created a permanently startled look, suggesting surgical intervention of some kind. In 2005, Michael Jackson stood trial for 14 different charges, including conspiracy and providing alcohol to minors. Jackson was found not guilty on all counts. After the trial, Jackson fled to the island country of Bahrain, far from the public eye. In the later years of his life, Jackson was rarely seen in public without a surgical mask covering his face. Here in this photo, you can see his prominent white skin and cheekbones, chin and nose, and who knows what more surgeries he had until this point. Here is probably one of the last flicks of Michael Jackson, when later he died on the 25th of June 2009 at Holmby Hills, Los Angeles, California. Well, guys, thank you all for watching until the end. I always wanted to see more in detail Michael Jackson transformation, so I made this mini documentary to show you all. May you have a great day and subscribe for more. Okay, peace.